Hello again guys, let's see today the new version of NZXT's 280mm all-in-one liquid cooler, the X62. After I finish cutting my fingers off, we will release the Kraken. Yeah, I know. Right, on the front we have the cooler itself proudly depicted. We see straight up one of the new features, the CPU block pump assembly, which has RGB lighting and a mirror effect for maximum eye candy. More of this later. On this side we have all the main specs like radiator dimension, fan modes, the pump modes, the LED modes, pump speeds, socket compatibility, and most of all, which I find very impressive, is the 6-year warranty. And on the back there is a visual representation of how it will look installed in the front position of a case, and then a quick look at their proprietary cam control and monitoring software. Again, more of this later when we will test the software as well. Let's open it up. Everything is nicely secured and organized inside. The instruction manual, which becomes a treasure map when you finally finish unfolding it. Then these are the setup powered fan splitter connectors. You can put up to 4 fans, obviously, for push and pull configuration as well. Then a mini USB cable that connects the pump to your motherboard via any USB motherboard plug. They included two 140mm NZXT PWM fans that will go up to 1800 RPMs. And all the socket adapters, spacers, bolts and security nuts. This is the AMD socket only adapter. And now let's pull out the Kraken. A pretty simple and minimalistic design, but of great effect. An all black matte color for everything. The radiator is a 280mm type, weighs 1.3 kilograms and has two 400mm length rubberized tubes with nylon braided sleeves. Okay, let's install the damn thing. Have to take out the original air cooling. Bring back the treasure map for further instructions of installation. It's different for every socket, but the easiest one so far is the LGA 2011, which we also have. It's easy because of its native build construction and design, because it already has a reinforced backplate from factory. So the first step is that you grab the 4 corresponding bolts and screw them by hand. We chose to mount the radiator in front of the case just because we think it looks better. We had to make room for the Kraken. In this particular case, the Fantex Ento Pro M. To mount a 280 rad in the front, you have to remove the top plate for the hard drives and the hard drive cage itself. Thoroughly clean the CPU and then proceed to install the pump block assembly. The Kraken X62 comes with pre-applied thermal paste. Remove the protection cap, then mount it like this with the tubes facing on the right side, because this is the correct logo orientation from the pump. You will see later on. Use the 4 thumb screws to secure it into place. So far so good. The next step is to install the 2 connectors, the power and control for the fans, and then the one that goes into your motherboard. Keep the best for last. Remove the label and feel free to admire yourself in the mirror. Yeah, seriously, look. Turn on the PC and voila, it's alive! After I finish drooling over how sexy the light show is, let's proceed to test the cam software and find out the thermal and acoustic results. Now let's dwell into NZXT's proprietary software called CAM. You can monitor a lot of parameters and fine-tune your PC and of course AIO coolers from NZXT. Make an account so you can store all of your profile and settings via their cloud, but it can also be used as a guest. On the main tab you have quick details like the CPU and GPU's temperature, load and RPMs. Available storage space and RAM usage. Down below you can see our Kraken that is active. We'll get back to that shortly. It also has an advanced view mode with graphs where you can compare everything with a better perspective. It even offers FPS statistics about recently played games and even an overlay, like MSI Afterburner. Now, this is how you monitor and control the Kraken. It comes with a fixed, silent, and performance mode. Then you can even do your own profiles with full control. Let's take a look to the eye candy with this glorious RGB lighting and effects. It has a lot of stuff from breathing, pulsating, combining effects. You can choose your own colors, the speed of the effect, even the direction, like rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. Here are some of the effects in action. And now let's finally test the liquid CPU cooler. Our CPU, which is a Sandy Bridge E3930K, is overclocked to 4.5 GHz at 1.380 volts. We will use Intel burn test as a torture scenario and it run for one loop on high settings. After that, we will test every profile and see how it performs temperature wise and noise output as well. First up is the silent mode. Then this is the performance mode. And finally, the custom profile where we put everything on max. Next up, let's do some quick gaming sessions to see the temperatures. Everything here is done on the silent mode profile.
Romeo 1, we've breached Foxtrot 4. Burnout prepped and ready, over.
Women and chaps, the more you beat them, the better they are!
My stomach growls like an angry wolf.
Okay, it is finally time to centralize all of our findings. In silent mode, we had an average on all cores of 68 degrees Celsius. Then in performance mode, we had an average of 62 degrees Celsius. So 6 degrees lower, which is really good. Also, both of them were really silent, hovering around 30 decibels. And finally, in the maximum mode, we had an average of 55 degrees Celsius. Yeah, a really big drop, but big expense of sound. The setup became really loud as seen and recorded here. But again, this was expected. In Crysis 3, we saw an average little under 40 degrees Celsius, and then in Witcher 3, it didn't go over 51 degrees as the average. There you have it, folks, one of the most beautiful pieces of tech ever made in my humble opinion. Not only it looks epic, but it performs really well as seen in our test using a hexa-core CPU. So maximum points for presentation, design, features and performance cooling. The downside would be noise, but only at maximum speed and high conditions, which is self-explanatory. And then maybe for the price it would have been very generous to have 4 fans included instead of 2, but then that's just being picky. The Kraken X62 gets our Editor's Choice Award. Stay tuned of the written review as well, which will be live shortly. Thank you guys for watching and all the best. Catch you on the flip side.